Welcome to Health Talks with Bokamoso Mthimkulu. I am Bokamoso Mthimkulu, and today I want to discuss yet another health condition with you. Now, this health condition is obesity. What obesity is the measurement of your weight in proportion to your height squared. It is seen as a complex disorder, which means that it has both a genetic as well as a lifestyle behavior component to developing it. The reason why obesity is such a big concern is because it can lead to more other serious conditions, such as diabetes, stroke, cardiovascular diseases, and some types of cancers. Now, how obesity works in the body is that people who are obese are seen to have a positive expenditure. This means that the energy input consumed is greater than the energy output expended. So they're eating more food than they are using that energy from the food consumed. And when the energy from the food consumed is not used, it is stored as fat, and fat is allowed to accumulate in the body over a long period of time, leading to obesity. Some fun facts before we get started is that in 2016, 1.9 billion adults were seen to be overweight and obese, and 340 million children between the ages of 5 and 19 were seen to be overweight and obese. But there's good news regarding obesity in that it can be managed and it can be prevented. So what I want to do with you today, knowing that fact, is tell you the diagnostic criteria for obesity, as well as show you how you can measure obesity yourself. I'll then tell you the different types of obesity and what it means with the types specifically, and then look at how you can manage obesity as well as prevent obesity from happening. Please note that this video is only for educational purposes, and if you have any concerns, please do seek professional medical advice. And don't forget to like this video and to share it with as many people as possible so that we can reach as many lives as possible together. And to subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button as seen in the video next to me. I hope you guys will enjoy this video. Now let us get straight into it. Firstly, we have body mass index, which is abbreviated to BMI. This is the measurement of your weight in proportion to your height squared. When calculating it, you want to make sure that you fall in the normal ranges. This is between 18.5 and 24.9 kilograms per meter squared. You are seen as overweight if it falls between 25 and 29.9 kilograms per meter squared, and obese if it is greater than or equal to 30 kilograms per meter squared. Now, this looks at your weight and your height only. It doesn't take into account bone mass, free fat mass, water concentration within the body, and so it cannot really be used alone when deciding whether you're obese or not. And it is better used with the next two types that I will discuss. Next, we have waist circumference. This is the measurement of your waist in centimeters. Alright, this is better used with your BMI, and it helps tell you how much fat accumulation is around your waist. In most countries, For women, you want to keep it below 88 centimeters, and for men, you want to keep it below 102 centimeters. The last thing that you can do in terms of diagnostic criteria is calculate your body fat percentage. This is a bit harder than the other types, but does help in determining how much of your body weight is just fat. So people who are obese or seen to be obese is if their body fat is greater than 32% for women and 25% for men.
To measure your BMI, you will need a weight measuring scale, a height measuring scale or tape, and a calculator. To measure your weight, stand on the scale, look forward and take 1 or 2 deep breaths. Then get off the scale and look at the result. When checking your height, make sure that the heels of your feet are touching the wall and stand nice and straight. Take a deep breath in and then use whatever you can to mark where your height is. The equation for BMI is equal to your weight in kilograms divided by your height in meters squared. Or BMI is equal to 703 times your weight in pounds divided by your height in inches squared. This should give you the value of your BMI and let you know whether you're in normal ranges, overweight, or obese. What you'll need is a measuring tape to measure your waist. Firstly, make sure that your tummy area is exposed so that you can measure your waist accurately. What you'll have to do is put the measuring tape at the narrowest part of your tummy, which is about halfway between the top bone of your hip and your rib cage. This is around your belly button area. You'll then place the tape over that area around your body and take 2 deep breaths in and then check your waist. To calculate your body fat percentage, you can either use a skin fold caliper as well as specific calculations, which is better done by a professional who is qualified to check your body weight using skin folds. This could either be a biokineticist or any other specialty that is qualified. The way that you can measure body fat percentage is by the use of a scale known as a bioimpedance scale. These are more costly and quite hard to find, but some professionals do have them in their offices as well as some gyms if you are available to go to a gym to check your body fat percentage.
You have 2 types of obesity. Firstly, gynoid obesity, where most of the fat accumulates below the waist area, and android obesity, where most of the fat accumulates within the belly or stomach area. Now, android and gynoid obesity can affect both men and women. With android obesity, that fat accumulation in the stomach area allows for a lot of metabolic changes to take place within the organs that are situated in that area compared to gynoid obesity. And so android obesity can lead to more serious conditions than gynoid obesity. Now, the reason why I don't like to use body mass index alone in measuring obesity is because there are some situations where someone could be fairly well built in terms of musculature and have a low fat mass in their bodies, but because of their stature, they could be seen as obese, even though they're not. But you can also have other situations where a person is within the normal ranges of BMI, but the fat accumulation in their body is greater than that of the person with a greater musculature who is obese. And so looking at waist circumference as well as body fat percentage does help you see whether you have a great fat mass compared to a free fat mass, which will tell you whether you are obese and you should be taking steps to decrease your fat mass or not. The two main ways to manage obesity is to change your diet and try eat more fruits and vegetables and foods that are rich in fiber, and cut out trans foods, processed foods, and more saturated fats from your diet, as well as to exercise. Now, people who are obese will need to expend more energy, and so doing aerobic activities such as walking, jogging, cycling, swimming, etc. for about 30 to 60 minutes per day, 5 days a week, is preferable. But please do remember to start at a pace that you can manage and slowly build up to doing 60 minutes a day. You could also do strength activities such as squats, push-ups, etc. And what you want to do is get about 15 to 20 reps per set of activity that you do with strength. Management and prevention are quite similar, but the only difference is that prevention is before you are classified as obese. And what you want to do is make sure that you fall under the normal ranges of BMI. And this can be done by checking your BMI probably once a month if possible. If you do this, make sure that you take your weight on the same day at the same time every single time to see if there are inconsistencies in your weight. What you also want to do is make sure that you start changing your lifestyle in terms of diet as soon as possible. That means cutting out those trans foods and processed foods seen as fast foods and breads and pastas, etc., and eat more whole grains and food that are rich in fiber, your fruits and your vegetables as well. It is also important to see the psychological impact of your life that can be leading to obesity. So different factors that are both biological, psychological, and social can drive that force to developing diabetes. This includes genetics, your environment. If you hang out with people that eat unhealthy most of the time, you are most likely going to eat unhealthy as well. And distinguishing those factors can help you start changing your life now and prevent obesity from taking over. Thank you for tuning in. Some important notes to take home with you today is that fat accumulation in the belly area is a great concern when it comes to obesity, and this is because of the vital organs in that area that can metabolically change when there is excess fat in that area. It is also important to note that you can take control of your health today. Prevent obesity from taking over your life by looking at your biological self in terms of genetics, your psychological health in terms of stress, depression, anxiety, etc., and your social environment, which can influence you to developing obesity. If you guys have any concerns or any things that I need to clarify, please do drop a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And don't forget to like this if you enjoyed it and to share it to as many people as possible so we can reach as many lives as possible. And if you wish to see more videos like this, please do subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys do have a great week ahead and I'll see you next week. Bye.